one of the really neat things that you can do with it is you can actually use the camera while the object is in the bed, and then it will do a vector trace of the outline of the object and import it into your project.
Yeah.
So if you have like a right, or I'm sorry, windproof lighter, don't sue me.
Yeah, watch out.
It's called a Rippo.
If you have a windproof lighter, because we don't engrave in your bed, you can just click a button and it will like, and it'll drop a vector outline of
what I asked about you about that
at size into your project. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Laser Source podcast, #1 podcast if you are liking lasers. I don't want to say if you want to grow or scale your laser business. I mean, it is often good for that, but you can just be a fucking nerd and love lasers. You don't have to do this as a business, and that's okay. We support you. Cool episode tonight. Normal Gang is with me. Matt Bodiford. What's up, Mr. Matt? And Kyle's really into something. Look at him. Yo. I don't know what he's doing. He's like doing math. That's the face I make when I do math. Boyce 6.0.
That's right.
Boyce is here on a Thursday. Boyce isn't always here on Thursdays. It's good to see you, though.
Yeah, I am. Only missed like twice.
I don't know. Jimmy.
kids.
And officially hitting fucking regular status here. Michael Mullins, Laser Engraving 911.
What up?
What up, dude?
Kind of applause button.
You got like this mic situation over here. You got like a mic upgrade, or what are we doing?
The same microphone. I just got a boom because it was picking up all the vibration from my desk from all the heavy duty computers I'm running underneath.
It sounds better closer to you like that too. It's getting nice and smooth.
Good.
Yeah, beautiful. So I guess we're all gathered here today because Michael wanted to talk some shit about onboard laser cameras. I don't like them either. Mine is much more like on principle. I don't like them, but I'm really interested to hear your experience because our onboard laser cameras that the rest of the group has used are much more economically advantageous, and yours is like on $1 billion machine. And if you don't like yours, then like it kind of feels hopeless for the rest of us. What do you think? What is going through your mind? Because I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Yeah, I brought it up last week, and I said we should talk about them cameras. Yeah, because they're all over the place. And I guess what it was is, Alex, when you and I started, we didn't, and pretty much everybody who started a while ago, there was no cameras.
Right.
Like, so we just learned to do it kind of the way I do now, which is, if you need to line something up, you build a jig or you design a template and you get good with your laser and you line it up and you just hold on and hit go and hope that you did a good job. Yeah. So I think what the biggest disappointment is when they started coming out with cameras, they sold it as like, you can lay out anything you want anywhere in the bed and just drag and drop your graphics right where you need it to be, and it will hit that spot every single time. Mm-hmm. They really did sell it like that. And I never, we never had one up until recently, and I only have one because my machine just happened to come with it. It wasn't like I was looking for a new machine with a camera. It was just something that came with it. Yep. So I was like, I finally get to, try it out and see if it's help me align strange objects and get
dip your toes into this tech. Yeah.
And not have to spend hours, making a modeling the part in Adobe Illustrator to make my own template.
I like how now Michael is getting into real reasons, but when he started, he was like, "These gosh darn whippersnappers, they think that camera. We didn't have those back in my day."
That's right. As soon as it was presented in front of me, I was like, "Well, maybe I'll check it out."
Yeah, sure.
So,
but no, you're like denied. I was
denied.
It's not meeting your expectations.
It is not meeting my expectations.
It
I
didn't
really
hit that
wanted-
marketing goal that they set.
Did you do you have like some anecdotes like about something that like was supposed to go one way and didn't come out?
Yeah, totally. I had an order for a bunch of shot glasses, and I was like, this is going to be awesome. I am going to lay all these shot glasses out in a foam jig, and I'm just going to use the camera to place these logos all over these shot glasses. It's not a big bed. It's 24 by 12.
Yeah.
Right. It's a small bed. And I'm like, dude, I got the Iris camera. I don't have to do nothing. I'm just going to drag and drop. Come to find out, dude, the warping is so bad that there is no way that you can get an actual image of if you have raised items in the bed or anything with that's more than just the flat plane.
Right.
You're not landing anything on that in the far right and left corners.
Right.
I was kind of under the impression that was the whole purpose. It shows me my bed. I can drag these logos on top of these shot glasses and hit go.
Yeah.
That is not the case.
Right.
No matter whether you're in alignment or has nothing to do with your alignment.
It's assuming that the bed is in a certain position and for a certain distance from the camera. So as soon as you mess with that distance, you change your kind of warp values.
Exactly. And then I read it in the real fine print in the manual. It really works best if you place objects right underneath the camera. And you're like, what?
Right.
Of course it does. That's how lasers work.
Right. So then I realized, okay, here's a reality check. Look, the camera is going to be good if I need to do some laser cutting and put a bunch of shapes all over the board where it really doesn't matter that I get that serial number right in that spot of that weird shaped object.
Right.
That's what it's good for. And if I do have something that's weird shaped, like and I have to do some really crazy lineup, I need to put the object right underneath the camera. And then it actually does work pretty good.
Right.
But if you go into the warp zone, I'm going to call it the warp zone. If you go out into the warp zone, you got a big guitar body, and you're trying to do some stuff all over, forget it. You're done. It's not going to happen.
So you're better off just doing it the old school way.
That's right. So I do most of my stuff the old school way.
You know what really sucks out of that story, though, is like hearing that you made this awesome jig that would hold like 12 by 24 shot glasses, not only even for one time, but the fact that you're like, this is going to be anytime I need to do this kind of job, I'll just pull out this thing I spent 2 hours working on, and then fuck.
You're exactly right, dude. And that just goes to show you, even after, 9 years of experience, I had these assumptions. Yeah. I was ready to go, and I wasted probably a good hour getting ready for this moment that I was so let down. I was like, oh.
So you can build a jig for one thing only. Just make sure the jigs and just like
there you go.
Before.
But the other thing you mentioned too is like you're saying when you have these projects, right, where you're cutting stuff out and it doesn't particularly matter where it's going on the material.
Yeah.
As long as it's on the material.
Yeah.
You don't really need the camera for that. I mean, you have the bed in your laser software. You know the bed size. I don't know how it is on Epilog. At least in LightBurn, you have a grid.
You absolutely do. You're right.
You know exactly where the bed's going to be.
Here's where it does come in handy. Say you got a piece of scrap wood. That's still got some blank stuff left on it. Okay,
that's fair.
And you got that little bit of material that you want to utilize before you throw it in the trash.
Yep.
You put that wood in, that acrylic, whatever, and you can just drag your cut right into that area without having to draw ruler lines or anything. So in that sense, it really helps you utilize maybe some scrap material that you had to get more cuts out of quickly. Yeah, so that was a benefit that I found.
I witnessed that. I witnessed that.
My objection to these cameras is even more just like less factual, less based in experience and facts than yours. Mine is more like conspiracy theorists. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they look at me. I don't like the way
they're in my shop.
I like hitting the fucking frame button. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want it to happen in front of me, and I want to know where things are going. I don't want software to control that, And maybe I'm just sounding like an old man, but I I don't want to put, that's not the computer's job. That's literally the only part of my job that I have left to do. The rest of these machines are automated. You know what I mean? And if I'm not doing that, then what the hell am I doing besides just pulling stuff out of the machine and putting stuff into the machine? That's where the artistic touch comes in, you know, like you are the artist and you're responsible for making sure that things are level and straight and aligned and in the areas that they need to be in. And now we're just like, you know, just tossing graphics into lasers. I don't like it.
You kind of sound like the ladies that I work with when they talk about ebooks versus books. I want to feel the pages. I want to see the pages. I want to know that I read 487 pages because that's what it's supposed to be like.
I mean, yeah, though, you know,
you're not wrong. I'm just saying it cracks me up. Like you sound just like these ladies.
That's not music.
It's true. And you know, it's even worse, I think, with the galvo lasers, because there's LightBurn camera for galvo lasers. So if you use LightBurn with like your fiber, the cameras are out for those too, and there's a lot that you have to know and pay attention to in order to get those working correctly. It's not even just like, I know you haven't set this up because you have the edge, and yours is just like, it's there. It just does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
The guys that are using these on gantry lasers have to first perform a kind of like alignment check. So you've got like this row of like dots where it needs to like see the dots and then calculate the warp of the lens, because you can use any webcam. It's not just like a camera. You can literally buy a webcam on Amazon and use it.
Right.
And then once that's done, it marks a bunch of points and you have to tell it exactly where the points are. And then once that's done, there are actually like small, like 1/10 of a millimeter adjustments that you can make left and right in order to get things mostly where they need to be. It's thorough, but it's a lot of work.
Tedious.
It's not, you're not plugging a webcam in and like doing stuff, you know?
Yeah, the Edge kind of has that all built in. You just put in a registration. Like if you ever want to check, just make sure everything's still in alignment. You put in a board and engrave some crazy patterns that make no sense to me. Yeah. And it does a scan and it says, all right, you're within the margin.
That's where that Epilog money comes in, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the other thing too is with like LightBurn camera specifically on galvos, you have to have like a different profile for every lens, because the bigger the lens you put in, the further away you're getting from the material. You know, right. So it's dude. There's a lot that you have to kind of consider, and
kind of like lens corrections, right? Every time you change the lens, you got
you change the lens, man, you have to have a new set of corrections. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So, I don't know. Does anybody here like absolutely love onboard cameras?
So I have one on my laser because it came with it, but literally the person who I bought it from didn't even use it, because they were like, what happens is you do all of the work that you just said to align it, right? Then you start running a project at like 350, 400 millimeters a second or whatever, and it's just shake. And after you run so many jobs, you basically have to keep realigning it to keep everything good, because it moves. And so unless you have everything like tightened down and you always are doing stuff, it's just more upkeep that you're adding to your daily thing, because then that time that you go to run, just like Michael said, that project that you're like, you know, if you're a scotch off, but now they all look like trash. Yeah. And you just run like 50 blanks and you're like, awesome. So got them. It's not that I don't like it, but I've used it a couple of times, and it honestly took me longer to use than just eyeballing it and doing the frame, like you said, just frame. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because that's how I was taught. So that's how I learned, and that's how I do it.
Yep, that's the same here. I mean, there are cool things that LightBurn camera can do. Like, one of the really neat things that you can do with it is you can actually use the camera while the object is in the bed, and then it will do a vector trace of the outline of the object and import it into your project.
Yeah.
So if you have like a right, or I'm sorry, windproof lighter, don't sue me.
Yeah, watch out.
It's called a Rippo.
If you have a windproof lighter, because we don't engrave in your bed, you can just click a button and it will like and it'll drop a vector outline of
what I asked about you about that
size into your project, which is very cool.
I like that.
Very cool, because then you can align stuff, and even if you don't use the camera to frame, right, or position, you have the vector outline and it's sized appropriately, and then you can do like your normal like framing and tracing and things like that.
So you don't have to go into so you don't have to go into Photoshop and do all that.
You're not like taking pictures and like clicking around to like make your little. You don't even have. You just bloop, drop, and then you fill the stuff in. Very nice. Very, very nice, very helpful. But I wouldn't use the camera for positioning. You could, and there's a workflow there, but I just don't know if it's for me.
So there was a project actually yesterday that now that I know how to use the camera and what it really can do and what it cannot do. Mm-hmm. I had 6 magnifying glasses. Okay, so I want you to imagine a inspector's magnifying glasses with a pretty decent size handle, but not that big, and it's all swoopy, like it's been turned on a lathe, and it's very weird shaped. And the guy's like, I want my logo on the front and my phone number on the back of the handle. And I'm like, I'm going to use the camera for this, right? So I was only 5 magnifying glasses. I laid it right underneath the camera, perfectly at 12 o'clock. And then I just dragged his logo over the handle, and it worked really well and was very accurate. And then I did the other side the same way. So that, for whatever reason, seemed easier to me because it was such a weird shaped and such a small size that I had to work with.
Yep.
I mean, I'm talking literally like his logo was the length of a matchstick. Like, it was very small.
Yeah.
So it came in handy there, but do I use it often? No, I still am, on in the camp with you, Alex, where, I like boxing stuff out and really getting my hands on and lining it up manually most of the time. I would say 95% of the time.
Yeah, me too. Especially, you saw the X-Tool review that I just published, right?
I did. Yeah.
You see their weird little like red offset cross thing, so that you don't have to use the actual blue diode to frame stuff. Yeah, it's the same thing. I did it. I came. I saw. I left. I switched it off and I went back to the main like diode thing. I just want the actual diode. Same thing with the beam combiner, dude. I never realized how spoiled we were with beam combiners when I worked with you over at Sonoma Laser, because the Epilog just had one. The red dot just came out of the nozzle, you know, and like a lot of the low end lasers just have a little red dot pointer off at a 45-degree angle, kind of pointing around where it'll start, and so I've had to like put beam combiners in all my machines because I just can't hang with that. Like, that's not good enough. Like, I want the laser coming out of the hole, right where my like actual marking laser is going to emit. And
that's the coolest. That's what the cool kids do.
That's what the cool kids do, man. That's the bee's knees. But
the beam combiner.
All right. Well, we came in and we smashed up the reputation of laser cameras everywhere, and that was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. We'll see you next week. I have some cool things. So for the last 3 podcast episodes, I've been wanting to show this off, and I keep forgetting. So I'm just going to do it now. There's no great segue, but.
Drum roll.
Oh, sorry, they're tangled. Nugget spin over here.
Show it off. Show it off.
Okay.
Show it off.
Sabotaged again.
Here's the $300 Mansfield rotary, which is pretty chill. It's got some there's a lot of 3D printing going on in here, and a big chunky motor boy there in the back. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But it's pretty nice, and it's a cool budget option if you're not looking to spend a lot of cash on a rotary. Could be good for you. You can adjust it up and down. It's got the front rollers, the back rollers, and of course we have the springy boy.
Oh yeah,
that thing is so necessary.
It's got the standard 4-pin aviation connector. If I can get it to show up here. Sorry to everybody listening on the audio podcast. Stop. Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. So there's that standard 4-pin, 2-phase. Very nice, very cool. And then I've just been wanting to show. I've just had them just sitting around. Then we have the LightBurn. I actually moved my mic; it's in my way.
There you go.
So here's the LightBurn rotary right here. It's got significantly longer. It's got these nice little magnetic feet on the bottom that'll actually like thunk onto your honeycomb table. It's pretty
Nice.
chill. And then same thing here. So lots of adjustments that can be made. It's got this, literally, it's like a bazooka. So it's got like this back roller here that'll like
Or trombone, rotary trombone.
turn, yeah, and you can raise this up and down. And it's got, again, we've got a springy boy with adjustable tension, and you can see the LightBurn kind of sits like off to the side of the extrusion rather than like right on top of it. So it's nice for smaller ones. It can actually like fit pretty well in like a smaller bed. So there's the LightBurn. And then last but not least, we have the $1,200 Rotoboss Junior 2.0. Same kind of like offset side kind of roller here. I think this is the lowest one. And springy boy here. You've got roller adjustments to raise and lower things. So you've actually got like everything is kind of locked into place once it's where you're going to put it. So this is a big chunky boy too. We're going to be putting these head to head really soon on the channel.
Yeah, that looks like the Terminator next to the other one.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to play with these for a long time, and I just thought that I would show them off real quick while I had a bunch of people on that would actually appreciate them. Yeah.
Can I send you some? Can I send you some really strange shaped flower vases for you to really put those to the test?
Yeah, that would be sick.
Lots of swoops and curves and all kinds of angles on it, so we can see who can handle that kind of stuff the best.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. One of the neat things, which I don't have on me at the moment, is so normally you've got your little spring loaded roller, like the top one, right? So you put that inside the glass and it will help rotate the glass. The Rotoboss comes with one that's 2 wheels on a higher suspension. So if you have something like a beer bottle, you can actually put the lip of the bottle down on the 2 bottom rollers, and then these 2 wheels on the top hold the beer bottle down while it rotates it. It's very cool. It's got some very cool things. So I'm really looking forward to playing with those too.
By the way, there's also one thing that he said is in the works right now too, where basically anybody who's ever done something that's got like a bevel to it, you know, like it goes down taper. They walks sometimes. And in one of the groups, I can't remember which one it was, but he had posted, it's like literally just this thing that sits along, you put it onto the base end and it just pushes. It's literally like a wheel that goes horizontally. So it just rolls, and it's got pressure, like a pressurized spring. And so basically the walking will never happen again. And I'm so excited for that. Like, I literally told him, like, bro, give me.
Yeah. And LightBurn just came out with the LightBurn Grip too, which you would also think is very cool, Michael. It's a chuck rotary for CO2 lasers, and it's got like silicone feet on it, so you can like put glass in there and it'll like squeeze the glass, but it won't like break the glass, you know. Very fancy, and it just attaches to the existing LightBurn. You just swap it out for the rollers, so instead of rolling, you're chucking, and it's very cool. So
I think
it makes me think of the Suzy Q shakers, Alex. Remember?
Oh God, dude, those that
would have been handled.
Have you guys ever seen? You know, you go to the pizza place and they have like the oregano shaker, and it's just like a steel cylinder with the big holes on the top. Chili flakes, yeah, exactly. The metal ones. I'm talking. So they have like the glass ones. They have the metal.
Yeah,
ones.
like the old Pizza Hut ones.
Michael and I did work for a company called Suzy Q that ordered 1 billion of them. I mean, thousands, like actual thousands, not exaggerating, thousands of them. And they all had a wax coat, a very thin, clear
polish
like
from the factory. It was
wax,
a polishing
polish
wax
coating, on them. And so we were not doing these on the fiber because we could have Z-marked them. I guess it would have just taken a really long time.
Too long.
It would have taken too long. So we were spraying them with like Brilliance laser inks, essentially. What were we using? Ceramark back then, or
we were using that.
Whatever. And it would not it would not do its thing because
We
the
couldn't
wax
figure it out. We couldn't figure out why it wasn't bonding to the metal.
Yeah, the wax was interfering with that catalyst, and so that was when Chris was working with us too. And we brought Chris in, and Chris literally set up 2 like horse stands, and then like had a huge plywood board with just hundreds of these shakers on them, and he would sit there and like rub the wax off with alcohol on every single one. And then I was the next station over, and I'd be spraying them all with Ceramark, every single one, and then Michael would come and pick 12 up and then bring them over to the Epilog and mark them.
And then we glued 2 together. Do you remember?
Yeah, we had a
face to face. So we had 2, and we figured out a way to join them.
We had like a plastic ring, and we put 2 of the lids inside the plastic ring so you could screw them in and then screw them off, and it would actually like engrave 2 of them at once with both ass ends on like the rollers.
If you would have just had a camera, it would have been done like in half the time.
I know the camera would have made all the difference. Would have made all the difference for that job.
By the way, what was really cool about the grip thing that when Stan and Lynn came on is that it had like, at least to me it was cool, like you could do like a highball glass, which was like the really thin, really thin layer of glass. But then they had how heavy was the beer mug that he had? Wasn't it like that 2.5 pounds or something?
It was a big boy for sure.
It was the one that was like this big and had the handle that's as thick as your thumb. Yeah. And like the big chunky Stein one. And he just popped it in there like
you know what I want to put in that thing, dude? Do you guys remember from the Black Friday episode the Das Boot?
Das Boot.
The big glass. You seen those, Michael? The giant glass mugs. I want to stick that in the grip. Let's see how that does. I'll put that thing to the test.
Put it to the test.
I just was kind of looking through chat because we haven't really looked through it or said hi to anybody today. Hi, everybody. But I saw a concerning question. Mike C, who has the brand new Makera. So this one's for you, Kyle. Should there be clicking noises coming from the scan head when I first turn on the laser? I'm thinking that's a no.
Yeah, loud clicking isn't normal, but you can normally hear the scan head moving. So what you're going to want to do is actually like test it and make sure it's firing properly and everything. If you're hearing like hard clicking, that could be something making contact with something that shouldn't be. You may just have to contact support. It could have happened in shipping. Maybe it took a really hard jostle or something.
Yeah, or, like, are we talking like gas stove, like starter clicking, like, or
is it doing ding, 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 or really fast? Or is it just, are you hearing the motors whirring?
Yeah.
But your typical DHL, UPS, FedEx situation, if they pushed it off the back of a truck, there's not much you can do to package it to save that. It's like a 75-pound machine. So
yeah. I'm concerned by that question. It's concerning to me. You also
phrasing for sure.
Michael, you just published a new episode on your channel.
Did I?
Yes.
About what?
About air cleaning.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did.
That was my last one. I'm still working on the other one, which is going to come out real soon. About 85% done with that one.
I did enjoy the thumbnail. I just want to throw that out there. I was a big fan of it. Lots of color. You kind of had like the smoke. You were like, ugh.
I think of you. I think of you when I
know. And then the opening too. I'm assuming you just took.
I took a smoke. Nope. That was a fog machine, Halloween fog machine.
Was it? Oh, just you went
right
full
off
fog
camera.
Machine. Yeah.
I had to time it and turn it on with the remote and just blast my face and then do the intro.
Yeah,
right?
That was sick. That was really cool. If you guys haven't seen it, Michael just uploaded a new video to his channel where he talks about air purifying equipment, what you get with the budget stuff, what you get with the big boy tools, why and how they work. It's a very good episode. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go check out.
It's a big one, so feel free to skip around to the part that interests you the most. No big deal.
I enjoyed the tour of it wasn't the BOFA, it was the other one, the big chunkaroni one, the white one.
The white one that was sent to me by Pure Air Tech. Yeah.
Pure Air Tech. How did you end up like is that a solid? piece of
It's
equipment?
a solid unit. It's just, just like I said in the video, it's a super solid unit. Just don't think that you're going to vent indoors with leather and acrylic with that unit.
Right, because you still get
everything
VOT.
else. I don't vent. I don't vent outside. But if I'm going to get ready to cut those materials, I pipe it. Even through that, I still pipe it outside.
My only disappointment, and again, you guys should go watch this episode because we're not doing it any kind of justice at all right now. But my only disappointment is that you didn't open up the activated charcoal container and I just wanted to see you like dig.
Want to see me grab all that?
That was the visual I just really wanted. Yeah, so
33 pounds of activated charcoal
just crawling through your fingertips.
Yeah.
That would have been something that I would have.
Yeah, and what I liked about that unit also was that they don't. No, Bofa, if you're listening, I love you. I've had your machine for a while. I buy filters from you every year. Don't be mean to me. But you don't allow me to put my own media in the charcoal filter, and you seal it up really tight. So I have to throw the whole thing away and buy more from you.
Right.
And the other company, they have screws on their charcoal media filter, and they are welcome. It's a cartridge. It's an empty cartridge. You can fill it with any kind of media you want, and I did.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, there you go.
And I did.
We'll see if you're listening, Bofa. I don't know. Bofa's never had anything to say to me, so they're probably not listening, but maybe they will.
No, they're not, but they make a good unit. And those guys are, if you are looking for a unit where you can vent in the kitchen while you're making food and not smell anything, no matter what you're cutting, that would be the unit. But you're going to pay a price for that.
Yeah, it's going to cost money. Yep. Stan's here from Pyburn, and he says, that's Randy. Hey, Randy. Stan says, we had the DOS boot on the grip, but it's tricky. But he said that they could do it. So I'm interested. That's challenge accepted from me, for sure.
There you go.
What's up with everybody? What are you, Matt, you're still doing those ornaments. Tell me this is the final run.
That is the last one.
Oh, that's literally the last one?
That's literally the last fucking one.
Woo!
Like, I was going to mention it, but then I was like, we'll just leave it. I'll knock it out, and then I'll talk about it later. But you see this stack? That's the last 10.
Nice.
So it's 185 ornaments done.
And all the ribbons are tied and everything?
All the ribbons are tied. All of the little things are wrapped. And that's, like you got to wrap each one. And I figured out, by the way, that if you wrap it, you can't wrap it as a square because it doesn't actually fold right. So you have to wrap it like at an angle. So that way then you can fold it down, tuck it, slide it into the box, and it's got a little cushion under the boot. So, all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's literally.
Gotta have the booty cushion.
Then tonight, as soon as these are done, though, I've already got my next job. I've got two LightBurns open. So the next job is going to be doing these cups on the fiber. I've got 20 of these that I got to knock out real quick.
You doing a little project mark on those? A little cylinder compensation?
Doing some cylinder correction on it. Yep. And it's about a 41-second job a piece and making a good return on those. So, and I'm pretty excited. The guy's a new customer, and he's basically talking about he placed like a order of 20. And pretty much every time he does a job, he's going to give, I think, his clients a little gift. It's a landscaping company. So shout out to Legacy Builders Landscaping. Right. And actually, this is one of those things we talked about before, like marketing. When I did it for my 20th reunion, my high school reunion, I put cards in each cup because basically, I charge them way less than I would have a customer, like a corporate customer. Yep. And they said, hey, we'll put up a slide on the slideshow. We'll put your cards and make sure that they go in nice little bags and look really presentable. And so I've actually gotten quite a bit of good feedback from people, and literally at even at like October 31st Halloween, one of the guys was riding through the neighborhood in the golf cart, and he was just like, bought a bird. He's like, love the cup. So
nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's it. It just happened.
Woo! He did it. Big round of applause for Matt. He finally finished his good ornament project.
Oh God, thank you.
Hey Matt, was that hot when you picked it up with the UV?
Literally room temperature,
dude. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Huh.
Yep.
It just knocks it right off the top, and then you're done.
Kyle and I fucked around yesterday and found out.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, let me pull this up so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah, you do.
What Matt
was there?
listen, what Alex got yesterday was pretty. What I got yesterday was awful.
Oh,
Pretty accurate.
That, sir, is a.
cookie.
I'm not. It is a cream filled, in the center, 2 black cookies on the outside. Cookie.
Can I say what it rhymes with?
Got it.
Yeah.
Schmorio?
Yeah, that's the Schmorio right there.
Uh-huh.
And this was done with the UV laser. Right there.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
He-
Wait a minute.
You
So
can imagine.
I had to leave. Was it the fact? Did you have to bump the frequency up like I thought?
I did bump it just a touch. And what the real trick to my success here, I mean, you can even see like the little snowflake in there.
Yep.
The real trick to success on these was to take a knife and actually physically knife scrape the cream off of the cookie.
I thought you used a baby wipe.
I did. That didn't work out well.
Okay.
So this was the second attempt, and I literally used a knife and scraped like the top layer of cookie off, so that I just had like a nice raw cookie surface, and that did really well because the cream just turns into lava when you hit it.
Right.
It just
Definitely
turns into
did.
lava. And then Kyle tried to do it. I don't think we have a photo of the one you tried to do, Kyle.
Oh, come on! I want to see Kyle's.
We should get
We
one.
don't. You'll have to look at the live stream.
Yeah.
It burrowed a hole into the middle of the cookie. So I did the whole cookie. It went through the top layer of the cookie into the cream, and it started just like shooting like a 4-inch flame out of the top
Oh,
as it burned the sugar off.
oh.
It was like caramelizing it. And then after it got through the caramelization layer and started hitting the cookie, it turned into like a rocket stove. So that was the end of that.
I was able to find a picture of it.
Sugar rocket.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Did you eat the one that you made though, Alex? Because it honestly looks like it's pretty edible.
We both ate our cookies, and we both wanted to throw up. It was
I was gonna.
it was violent.
Wait, you mean carbon tasting chocolate cookies wasn't enough?
No, it was really not good. Here's Kyle's right here.
Holy shit!
Just kidding. That's a pizza, but that's exactly what it looked like, right, Kyle?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was pretty much
Wow.
it right there. So it was very nuclear for sure. So
Not recommended. Not recommended.
we tasted the
0 out of 5 stars.
I ate mine first, and then I was like, that was literally like one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth. Second to maybe the bagel. And Kyle was like, I'm gonna eat mine. I'm gonna be a good sport. And I was like, no, dude, like don't do it. And I barely burned mine. Like mine, you saw mine. Mine was like nice.
Yours was crisp.
It was like tenderly
It was
crisp,
tastefully done.
tastefully done. Kyle's was
Mine
like
was just terrible.
like nuclear sludge waste, and Kyle's just like, ha ha, and then I just like, I can't believe you put that in your mouth, dude. I
I
really
killed a
can't.
glass of milk after that, and then after that, I killed a can of Pepsi. And after that, I went upstairs and pulled some food out of the fridge.
The second we ended the live stream last night, Kyle was like, I think I have to go brush my teeth, bro. I was like, yeah, you think?
It didn't help. It didn't help. It was like, it was stuck like in the back of my throat. It was stuck like on the
best
roof of my
part was
mouth. Like, it
before
doesn't
I
get
left. The best part was before I left, Alex was trying to like caramelize the cream. And he literally was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab it and see what's going on. And he like went to lick the cream. He's like, let me give it a lick. And then he goes like this. And as he turned it up, it just was like, like sludge pouring off of it. And he just goes, oh God.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds horrible.
By the way,
I really don't.
there you go.
Hey,
Bam.
46. Just started 2 weeks ago with a TTS. Is that 2 trees? 55. Learning a lot from your channel. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the little 2 trees. I don't know the 55 model. Does that sound familiar to you, Kyle? You're the one that's been talking to them.
No, it doesn't.
No, I'm gonna have to look that up because I'd really like to. I'd like to see what he's working with. But that's exciting, dude. First laser. I love when people get their first lasers. You've taken your first step into a larger world.
A TTS 55. I'm guessing it's 55 watt input power, so it's probably a 2 or a 4 module unit.
5.5 watt.
Yep. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. He's confirming there.
5.5.
for us.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
that's chill,
not yet,
man.
but-
Have fun with it. Try everything. The diodes are surprising with things that you would not expect them to be able to do. And get a good book. Find something to read while you wait for jobs to finish. Do photos, man. Take advantage of it for what it's good for. Try some photos out because that's gonna be pretty cool.
All right. One more. Going back to Mike C. Did we look at this one? I stepped away. for a
No,
couple
I don't
minutes.
think so.
Yep, the clicking wasn't very loud, but it was the only noise I heard from the laser. I sent a message to Wisely. So there you go.
I'd want to hear it. I'd want to hear it before I gave you undue reason
Stress.
for stress or what have you. I don't. Yeah. So
Is this
Discord.
a fiber? Is this a fiber that he's talking
Yeah,
about?
talking about like the actual galvo
In the scan head in the box, he's
Yeah,
hearing something like the
clicking.
mirrors are clicking or
Like-
something.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm assuming.
He could turn it off completely and unplug it, take the lens off, and kind of like you and I, kind of look in there. Maybe there's some piece of plastic or something that's hitting one of the galvo mirrors or something. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's worth looking, I suppose. I mean, if it's busted, it's busted. You're not fixing it.
No,
so.
you're not going to fix it, but at least you're like, oh, look at that. It's a candy wrapper that one of the factory left in
How
there.
did
from
the
the
Tootsie
factory.
Roll get in my galvo
Right.
head? Yeah, for sure.
It's just a cigarette butt.
Yeah. Man.
It's a piece of Schmorio.
What about you, boys? What have you been up to? I know you insist you've been here like every single episode we've ever done, but I feel like I haven't seen you that much lately.
He was here last night too.
What are you up to?
No, just getting acclimated to the new job, the new hours, and then knocking out the last bit of these custom orders for all these stupid ornaments.
For like the holiday rush
Yeah, man.
stuff.
How many are you at right now?
Are these all orders that you got from going to that last event you were at, or is this
Yeah.
just stuff you're getting like internet
No, this is
traffic, or
just the stuff we got the orders at the craft show. We're still trying to fulfill all those.
yeah?
Awesome.
So we're done assembling it. She's packaging it right now, I think, and finishing that up. So we're just going to do a community drop off back at the parking lot where we got the orders. So we're
Are
gonna
you
drop them
done?
all
Are you
off.
done taking orders?
Yes,
Like,
except for
you're
friends
not-
and family.
Yeah, you won't accept
No.
anything else for December. Yeah, you're done.
No.
Are you gonna do? Have you done the like Google Maps thing yet? Like set up a Google My Business page and
Well, the thing is, Diana does not want our home location being
You
displayed.
don't have to share
you don't
it.
have to show it. Yeah, you don't have to.
Oh,
So if you look up mine,
You
it just
can-
tells you it's in this area.
okay.
It just shows you the
Another tip I can give you on that is if you go to the post office or like UPS or FedEx, UPS and FedEx, some locations have purchasable mailbox space. So you can get everything or anything you want sent there, including if you just want to be able to have a place to like send returns. And if you go to the post office, get a PO box, you can set any one of those to your location for the Google My Business. So it just shows up at a dot on the post office, which is
Right.
great. So when people are looking for a post office, it'll show in the same spot.
right.
Perfect.
Are you,
They get a lot of traffic. So it's
Michael?
like
Are you putting your home address on your Google My Business listing, or what? How are you handling that?
Oh, me? Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, you can totally find me. Roll up to my house. I have a sign. If you start to try to come down my driveway, it's like a big sign that says "Stop, back up, park on the street, and call me. Here's my number."
Nice. Yeah.
Because, I mean that's all.
You've got like kids running around and shit.
Yeah,
and-
and I also have a driveway with like a 14% grade, on it, and I've had people so
I live on a mountain.
the driveway scares them enough. They park on the street. I'm out there all day long with the clipboard. I'm just like a drive-through. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you don't have to get out of your car. It's fine. Just chill out. Just stay there.
You should actually.
Thank you very much. Okay, what would you like done?
yeah.
You should install like an order box like McDonald's. Like just have
No, like
pull through.
have a prompt, like he said, like a drive-through speaker.
Yeah, they don't mind. They actually
Dude,
find it.
have you thought about
convenient.
doing like a pickup box where you like you get a couple 2x4s and some plywood and you just build like a 4 or 5 row boxes and put like 5 different padlocks on it, and it's like your order's in box number 3 and you get your combo
Much
for
more
your lock.
simpler than that, Alex.
Okay, what do you do?
I have a big black box out there.
Oh,
with
you
a
just
lid
have-
on it.
box.
And
Oh,
when
you
I'm
don't even
done-
lock it. You just leave.
Nope. I live I guess it depends on what neighborhood you're in.
Yeah.
It depends on where your house is at. So I don't have an issue, and it's really convenient because when I finish a job, I just dump it in the box, shoot them an email. Here's the invoice. Your stuff's in the box. Have a nice day.
Yep.
I haven't had anybody rip me off or leave without paying. Like some people like to wait to open the box and make sure I actually did a good job, but then they'll sit up there and they'll send payment before they leave. So it works out.
Yeah, chill. That's a good idea. There's some good tips in there for sure.
Yeah.
I am way too curious of neighbors. We have like an adult foster care home down the street. They're just kind of wandering. They like walk up in our garage, and the garage that we're working.
Oh, no.
This one just walks. He's like, "What you guys doing?" I'm like, "Hey, motherfucker, you got to go. I'm sorry, bro. You can't just jump in here, man."
Yeah.
But somebody in Chicago.
They don't do that. They don't do that here in Georgia.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michigan and Georgia are very different places.
Don't do that.
Joel's here. Joel says, "I'm a firearm manufacturer. No one shows up unannounced.
Yeah.
No one."
Yeah.
Mike C says, "Is the red button on the front labeled empty potentially connected to the red light?"
It could be. I responded just after that.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah,
I'm gonna drop a photo in Discord after the stream, but
yeah, because you have the Makera too, right? So
yeah, the only difference is I have the Reiki source. He has the JPT, but on mine, the far left button on the front is the red light. The center is the keyed power, and the right is the e-stop.
Yeah.
So I have 3 on the front. So my left button, which is what he's referring to, is the one that for me is wired to the red light. The difference for you is the JPT sources do have an internal red light, and it's possible they also wired an external one. So it kind of depends on how it's set up. I don't know how it's set up because mine's functionally different. My Reiki
it's only the M7s, right? Only the M7s.
I think the LPs do too.
The LPs, yeah.
I think so. But either way, you'll just have to ask him how it's wired up. Because it's going to be specific to that machine, because there's not like a mass setup of those, because that was like a custom one.
Sure.
So
Vince is here as well. Says mine shows a picture of my house. I set it up years ago, and when I started Monroe Laser Engraving, we started that in a garage, and I had just literally a picture of the garage, and then I took the pictures of the inside that show it like it's all nice with like the lighting and the counter, and people just came through like 9 to 5. They just like park at the house and like wander into the garage.
Yeah.
It was awkward, but like you could handle it. But I totally understand why Diana doesn't want to have the home address. I get it, and there's alternatives for sure that work out. But I would not skip on the Google My Business listing, especially
on the
for the
video
holidays.
I think on the video I made, it actually talks about how to not have your house show.
Yeah, Matt, there's a full video on that, boys. You should check that out, because once the holidays are over, then what you're at, right? Yeah, exactly. So I would get that up probably beforehand, just so that it has some time to like populate. And Bing has one too. I think it's called like Bing Places for Business or something or other. And I set that up, dude. You know what? You can make fun of it all day. Old people love Bing, dude, because they don't know what Chrome is and they never go to Google. They just open Internet Explorer and just start
whatever's
typing
on their computer.
Yeah,
Firefoxes scare me.
People find shit on Bing, whether we like it or not.
That's true. That's
funny as it is. Yeah. So and it was easy enough to set up. You just have like a Microsoft account and you just click and add some pictures or whatever.
Siri,
all
this for me.
Love has a question. Let's see. Question regarding the California 8-pound compressor we spoke about on Tuesday. It's the California Air Tools. Do you recommend setting outside? I've heard that it gets hot and noisy when it fills. What are your thoughts, please? Who has the 8-pound?
I don't have the 8-pound, but it doesn't get noisy when it fills. It turns off. It's filled up. It's not being used. It doesn't keep running.
While it's filling, it'll run and be noisy, but it shouldn't be too bad.
For like 5 minutes.
I mean, I have the like 1 gallon.
I have the 4 gallon. It takes like 5 minutes to fill up.
I've got Alex turning his on for. Is it on? Oh, he can't hear us. Is it on now?
It's on now. It's filling. So if you can't hear it, then that's. I mean, even if I.
I still
But
can't hear.
by the way,
So-
I've got the 8-pound, and it's basically 49 to 59 decibels, which is basically like your refrigerator clicking on. Or imagine the sound of your CO2 refrigerant going. Now, I will say, when you have it full of liquid, if you don't drain it properly, it will be louder because it does. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the things.
You have to drain it when you're done using it every day. You have to open it up and let that.
And if
moisture
you
out.
don't, by the way, it's aluminum on the outside, but the inside is steel. And that's what I was saying. If I buy another one again, which I'm sure I will have to at some point, I will definitely get the aluminum interior.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
And
I think it's like 150 more.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I know you guys can't hear it right now. I can hear it.
It's audible.
I can hear it through the headphones, but I'm not like annoyed
super
by
bad.
it. Michael had who made that one, dude? Michael had one. Jimmy has like almost the same exact one too. It's like a fucking 50-gallon like gigantic thing, and it's like when you're filling it up. What was it, Michael?
Remember, we had to drain it every night.
Every night.
It was a Northern Tool monster.
We were like,
Northern Tools make good stuff though.
Yeah.
I got an adapter on the bottom of mine, so when I turn the
gonna say.
knob, I have to hold it with my foot before I open it up,
Yeah,
and it shoots all the way across the garage out the door.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
pretty
it's
neat.
just every day blowing that water all the way out of that tank.
So, you want to hear a fun story?
Drained it every night.
Yeah.
Want to hear a fun story about the first time that I didn't know how to drain a compressor because I'd never even used one, and I got the 8-pound came with the machine that I got. So I literally was sitting there and I didn't even understand that water. I had no clue, right? So I sit there and I'm like, what's like? I picked up to move it and I hear like a sloshing sound and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I pulled a little pin on the top, just to kind of release some of the pressure. And I'm like, okay, so it's it's going, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see what's going on here. And so I turned the little valve on the bottom because on this one you have to like lift it to access it, and it's toward the bottom. And so I twist it and like nothing's happening, and I'm like, man, I guess I have to maybe put pressure into it to make it go. And so literally, and that why though is because it had so much sludge from the rust that had
I was just gonna say,
diarrhea
there's
going on.
so I literally like a
rust
fucking
sits
like a
in there,
complete
yeah.
noob that I was, because this is 2 years ago when I picked almost 3 years ago now that I picked up the machine. And so I still have this cup as a reminder that I'm a fucking idiot whenever I think I'm cool. Like, this cup is just shattered in the shit. It like my floor of my garage was covered in it. It sprayed everything. I had just gotten brand new Nike shoes, custom made, because my wife was like, we want to do something nice for your birthday. They were brand new, covered in rust water, exploded like 20 feet across the floor. And I just like all my wife heard was a huge pow and me go, fuck. Like, it's just everything. And I walked in like,
Oh no!
I'm a laser owner.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a laser.
good times. Yeah.
Michael and I had to like warn each other because it would like we would take turns like shitting each other's pants if you didn't like tap the other guy on the shoulder and be like, I'm gonna drain the compressor. Like just all of a sudden just an explosion in the shop once
It's
a day.
just all
towards the end of the day.
consuming. It was so loud, dude.
It really is.
Giant echoey room, and it was just like
Yeah, that building was 3,000 square feet and 2,000 of it was one room. So it was just, and the ceilings were like
It's the size of
30
my
30
foot
feet
ceilings.
tall. Yeah.
That
just
air, that
goes
air
through the whole
sound
shop,
is
I'm sure.
deafening. The
Yeah.
air sound is deafening no matter what.
Definitely brutal. I like the California. It's kicked on twice, by the way, because I have a leak. It's kicked on twice since I went over there and turned it on, and nobody said anything. So
I will add to that conversation with that too. Is if you're going to put the compressor outside, be careful that it's not completely exposed to like the elements.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it's kind of covered, at least, partially enclosed, so it's not just getting direct rainwater on it or snow or ice.
especially the motor.
That'll turn your multi-year machine into a one season, one trick.
And
Bomb.
And that's
one
for
thing-
any brand. That's not just for California Air Tools.
Yeah,
They do not like to be left out.
one thing to consider too, whenever you're buying one of these, this is something that I wish I would have gotten right off the bat, so I didn't have to go out and figure it out. The Y adapter for it. So basically, what's really cool is when you have the 8-pound, it fills up. It doesn't cycle as often, as the smaller ones. So what's nice is like when you're running acrylic or when you're running any type of engraving on wood, what's really sweet is you hit this thing with engraving, And instead of having to sit there and dust it off and clean it off with some kind of a microfiber, blah, 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 I've got the compressor. Like I literally bought an air gun to just go, and it's done. And so you can literally just be blasting stuff, and you have one extra tube running to it, and it hangs on the side of the laser. Super useful when you're looking for stuff. So,
yep.
Just a thought.
4-6 is asking if there's a preferred amount of airflow for air assist. I think we say like what?
25 to 30.
25 to 30 for cutting.
For cutting, if you're just rocking normal air assist for like keeping your lens clean, like passive engraving kind of airflow, like 5 psi is plenty.
Yeah, just to keep shit
and
out
then
of the
cutting
lens.
is anywhere above that up to like 25-30 probably. It just depends on what your machine will handle too. What your nozzle.
Whenever I cut 1/4-inch acrylic, I will like run it at like 45 or 50 because I've noticed it just makes it so beautifully straight and perfect and wonderful. Is it just me?
What?
I wouldn't see why not. I mean, there's
like
if your machine can handle it and your hoses can handle it, then go for it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like I love it because then it just like you see it just it is so like wow.
Yeah, yours is definitely designed to handle that because yours is like 150 watt cutting machine. Yeah. For the people who are rocking like a 50, 70, maybe even like the lower end 100 watts, when you go over like 25 psi, there's a pretty high chance that you pop one of the hoses off of the push connectors. So if you do, just open the machine up and stick that crap back together. But you may not be able to handle super high psi.
Yep. Some housekeeping before we close out for the end of the day. Don't you dare go anywhere if you are listening live. Absorb my housekeeping. Michael, you just uploaded a brand new episode about air filtering, air filtering devices. How to
filter it, what fans to use, some options,
I'm gonna
how to get rid of those fumes and smoke and all that good stuff.
And then, can we get a sneak preview of the next one coming up?
Oh, well, it's going to be one of my favorite pastimes, which is it has to do with fishing. And I love to fish. Something to do with fishing and lasers. That's about all I'm going to say.
All right, cool. If you guys like fishing and lasers, allow Michael to lure you to his channel. It's Laser Engraving 911.
I'm picturing a boiling pond.
Coming soon to a YouTube near you.
Yeah, coming soon to a YouTube near you. He's got a bunch of great, excellent videos over there. Michael and I are very long time friends, and he's got amazing content. So make sure you go subscribe to him. We'll have a link to his channel down in the description. Matt's at ELC Creations, Jimmy's at Extreme LED Signs, Kyle and Boyce are right here with me at Laser Everything. Couple just things I want to throw out there really quick. So I know that a lot of you guys in the past have asked about old school forums. You guys like old school forums? I like old school forums too. So we've added to the website a forum. It's the Laser Everything forum. It's right here. So it's just the old-fashioned, ye old Laser Everything forum. If you're into that, come check it out. We have, 26 members. There's one online literally right now. Bunch of cool stuff. There is a section for vendors of the Laser Everything marketplace only to get support, make suggestions, report bugs, and talk with one another. Maybe you can wheel and deal, make some friends, whether you're selling blanks, coaching, laser machines, jigs, accessories, whatever. This is definitely a cool space that you're going to want to check out. And speaking of which, the Laser Everything marketplace, we're just about done, guys. We're really, really close now. I know it's been a very long time since we began this project. I would encourage you, if you feel like you have something to, sorry, we're switching to AWS right now. It's really slow. If you guys have something that you think you can contribute to the laser community and you want to sell it here, again, whether that's jigs, fixtures, machines, whatever, sign up. You can just come to this link right here at shop.lasereverything.net, and there's an access key at the end of it. You can find that access key right here on the forum. We have a little post somewhere in the announcements page. I think it's in here. It's in there somewhere. Go do a little legwork. You'll find it if you really want to be a vendor. There's a link right here. Become a vendor at the top of the page. You can fill out the application. Sign up to be a vendor, and sell stuff to your fellow laser engraving friends. It's been a long time in the works, and I would really love to see some of you guys sign up for that. We have a lot of big companies, and I want some more of that mom and pop shop feel to go along with it too, because you guys are the ones using the machines. You know the problems, and you guys are the ones engineering the fixes. I know some of you out there have already kind of signed up and started sharing, and we've seen a lot of really cool things, but we are getting close. So if you want to be there for the grand opening, now's the time to start considering that. Go buy some merch, hit up the free Discord and Facebook group. Links to those are down in the description as well. Love, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Can anybody see it?
Oh yeah, it's a high five.
High-fiving lemon and lime, maybe?
Nice. Now a good time to ask her if she would like to come on our live stream.
Yeah, I think no, but it's okay. Love, Jimmy wants you to come on the stream.
Yeah,
so that we can talk to you
she's
about
always on here. She's really supportive. So
some stuff. Boyce will email you, I guess. And I think that's it. Go sign up for the LMA if you haven't already. And again, go check out Michael's channel. One more time, it's Laser Engraving 911. That's all I've got. Does anybody have anything else before we leave?
Don't eat laser engraved food.
Yeah, please don't. It's so gross.
I was gonna say, just remember to take bathroom breaks before, while you're still working at the lasers, guys. It's okay to leave your laser for a minute to go potty. Don't go in diapers.
Speaking of diapers,
spoiler, I already have more food planned.
There is a brand new episode of Emergency Stop out, emergencystop.net. That's all I can say about it officially.
It's
here.
so funny.
It's a good one. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Good night.
Later.